We move away from the British Grand Prix at Silverstone over to the Styrian Mountains. Welcome to the Red Bull Ring for round 11 of MotoGP in 2024. It's the qualifying session to determine who lines up where ahead of the Sprint and Grand Prix. Welcome to the Styrian Mountains. Hello everybody, welcome to JBMotorsports, the main channel for coverage of qualifying for round 11 of MotoGP here in the 2024 season. Well, the king of the sprints, Jorge Martin, comes into this session as well with a damaged finger, falling in the shower yesterday and cutting his finger. He's on the pace, but it's advantage Pecco Bagnaia, who topped free practice 2 with a 1:29.243. The session that just happened, that will be uploaded to JB Motorsports shortly. These were the results. Pecco Bagnaia fastest, from Pol Espargaro second on the wildcard entry. Marc Marquez in third with Jorge Martin fourth. Fabio Quartararo 5th with Maverick Vinales in 6th. 7th for Alex Marquez, Pedro Acosta 8th, and Aleix Espargaro 9th, Jack Miller rounding out the top 10. Hasn't been easy for Pedro Acosta though. 3 crashes yesterday and a big one down at turn 4. Let's join Alex Lowe's and Susie Perry for all the latest.
Maybe there was some damage to the bike that contributed towards this crash, but you're so lucky there not to connect with the barrier on the right-hand side of that approach to turn 4. But he just shook it off. He was, running straight back to the pits to get on his spare bike. But you see there, he had no chance to rub any speed off. It's just as he's turned left, tyres a little bit cold. We saw the bike was damaged from a previous crash, and it just goes like that instantly. But really happy to see him walk away from that and back out today and looking great in that session. Yeah, looking great and good to see, because he is great round here. We know we saw him on a Moto2 bike, of course. I actually saw him in the paddock. I was walking through the paddock with my brother this morning, and he stopped. Obviously, they know each other a little bit, and what I liked is he looked perfectly fine. He looked great, and he's so enthusiastic talking to me and Sam about World Superbikes. You about Superbikes. Yeah, he loves racing, and it's great to see a smile on his face this morning. Oh, that's good. I wonder if his team boss is smiling. Hervé Poncharal is talking to Michael Laverty.
Nico, a difficult day yesterday for Pedro. A few crashes. He looked comfortable enough on the bike this morning. Any ill effects physically?
No, he's feeling good. The target today was to make a long run, to understand. Yesterday, with all the crashes, he had not enough time on the track to understand all the tips. Then we've been caught with a hard tire, the hard front tire yesterday. This tire was quite promising, and in the end, it ended up on the ground. Every time we saw Bastianini trying one time this morning, and it was quite obvious it was not the right direction. So we've been caught with this tire yesterday. So today we stay more steady, and we work with the base bike we have. He tried to learn a bit more the track, and let's see what happens for the quali.
Confident he'll make it through from Q1?
Let's hope. Yes. I hope. I'm sure we will reach the Q2.
Good luck today.
Thank you.
Green light, and we're underway then for the qualifying session here at the Red Bull Ring. Camera looks a little bit weird, because in these very different types of sessions, especially in Q1, where there being now 14 riders, we have to drop down the graphic ever so slightly. So we and Megan kind of look very tiny on the monitor. How it happens, I'm afraid, sometimes, but we will work with it for 15 minutes here at the Red Bull Ring. In this session, Johan Zarco, Stefan Bradl, Luca Marini, Fabio Quartararo, Raul Fernandez, Takaki Nakagami, Pedro Acosta, Lorenzo Salvadori, Juan Mir, Augusto Fernandez, Alex Rins, Jack Miller, Pol Espargaro, and Miguel Oliveira. That's your sessions heading out there at the moment as well. Acosta having to go through this session after 3 crashes yesterday, including 1 in practice. The hour session down at turn 8, where they just turned in the front right, just wiped him out underneath. Let's check in with the chat. Hello to Wint, who says, nice at sub tier 2. Thank you very much as well. I don't have a MotoGP subscription, so this channel's a lifesaver. Absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, we'll either be on 1 or 2 at any point throughout the weekend as well. So how it works is all the practice and warm-up sessions, Moto E races, Moto3 and Moto2 races, they're live on JB Motorsports 2. JB Motorsports has the qualifying for MotoGP, the sprint race, and the Grand Prix live. That's how we're going for a while. Next year, everything's on the second channel. How it all works out. Aran says, hello now, 1546. Sorry, we're on air just slightly later. We had to change systems over from... It takes now, instead of being able to go from one stream to another, it takes an extra minute to switch from the JB Motorsports 2 account to the JB Motorsports account and get all that set up. So, yeah, that took us a second. And SHT is in the chat as well, saying, I'm rooting for Paul to get into Q2. Who's your 2 riders to get into Q2, Josh? Well, I was going to wait for Megan to turn up, otherwise I'll forget who my 2 will be, and she can remind me if I got them right at the end of the session. But I suppose I can do it now. My 2, definitely, it's Pedro Acosta to go through, as well as Paulo Spargo. They're my 2 to go into Q2, ironically enough. But there's such an interesting field because for the Hondas, but you've got Quartararo in there, who's good, Ralph Fernandez in there, Acosta, Mia, Fernandez, they're all just sort of in there. Miller's in there too, so Oliveira in there too. Now so they're all just sort of, they're tense around the exit. They sort of go, yeah, let's see which one we can take in, which one we can sort of jump upon and go from there. But it is a fascinating circumstance. First lap times then coming on. Medium front and soft rear tyre for everyone but Alex Rins, who's chosen the soft front and soft rear tyre. So he fancies that little bit extra grip in this early stage. Mia gets out of the way of Acosta and just bumbles up ever so slightly. First lap times starting to come in on the timing boards, as you can see. We'll see the gap as well between them all. They're going to be huge because there's traffic in the way. Oliveira, 1:29.673. Nakagami, here comes Acosta actually. He's a 10th up already on the times. That time cancel for the 43 for exceeding track limits and the 16 no, 43 for shortcut. Mia for track limits. But lap time for the 40s, so yeah, it's coming through there. 25 shortcut as well of Augusto Fernandez. So it's Acosta and Oliveira, 1-2 at the moment, but these are only the beginning laps of qualifying. Quartararo just edging over slightly of the circuit, doesn't want to be too hard gun. Across the line, Quartararo goes second fastest on a 1:29.667. So they turn in once again into the Pirelli. Oliveira's improving. Acosta's 2.5 tenths up. Jack Miller up there too. One Mia also on a banker lap time. He's has yet to set one with the lap times keep being deleted. Miller fastest 2 sector reds. Oliveira's improving 2 tenths up. Acosta 4.5 tenths up. Miller's 4 tenths up at the moment as well. So they lap time cancelled for hang on a minute. Lap time cancelled for Luca Marini due to shortcut and to Kiki Nakagami. Oliveira 1:29.201 goes top, but we know we can go faster than that, much faster. Pedro Acosta's looking good. So is Fabio Quartararo, who's in 3rd position. Jack Miller also improving. Out of the last corner, up towards the line. And the first lap time coming on for Pedro Acosta. Is he improving? Yes, 1:28.864. Miller in second, 1:28.984. Quartararo goes into 6th on a 1. Oh, hang on a minute. He's still in 6th position. He hasn't changed up that much either, as he's 2 tenths down on the board as he comes into the last corner.
Bonjour.
Hello. Well, not supposed to be here this weekend.
I'm not getting any sound.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
There we go. Now
Hi.
I've got sound. Hi.
Yeah, not supposed to be here this weekend.
Yes, but my
Just
plans
turned up.
changed.
So I didn't have to find a replacement in Tom Brooks, who was already racing this weekend anyway. And Maddie's having a weekend off. Simon is our pit reporter this weekend, if anybody wants to know. He's giving us all the information as per usual. Hello, Megan. How are you doing?
Hello. Anad, I'm fine.
Yes.
I can smell food in the house and
Yes.
it's tempting.
Happy birthday, Mum, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday, Mum.
So, Red Bull Ring. You love this place. 4 races you'll cover this year.
It follows me.
Yeah, it's not great, is
I
it?
feel like running away.
There's Stefan Pierre, the KTM CEO, watching on.
Never
Now-
had a track follow me more.
No, it is always Red Bull Ring, isn't it? So, out of interest, which are your 2 riders that will progress up to Q2? Who are you thinking, if you look at the order? I've gone for Pedro Acosta and Pol Espargaro. Pol Espargaro wildcarding this weekend. He was just second in the FP2 session, and he's been looking quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
As they come into the pits after their first run around. That's why we're talking now.
Well, I'm not going to pick Acosta because he's been, what I hear,
3 crashes.
suffering.
Yeah, 2 big ones as well, actually. One down at turn 4, one down at turn 9.
Oh, that's just for telling. I want to say Oliveira. And it's...
Might need for you, by the way. I thought you might need one.
Thank you. I've been sneezing.
I thought
a
I
lot.
had 2, yeah. Mine's here. Go on. Speaking of Acosta, this is him down into 2A and 2B. Cuts the curb. Look how low he gets. Does he get his elbow down? Yes, he does.
I'm going to go Quartararo too. So the Blues.
Okay. Quartararo and who?
Oliveira.
Oliver, okay. Look at the little bumps that comes into 2B. A lot of 5 riders went down yesterday in the
5?
team practice. 5, yeah.
Oh, these bumps. Honestly, it is a nightmare whenever any motorsport has a bump in the road, then you know everyone's just going to go down.
Worse on a Formula 1 track because the downforce creates the bumps on the cars themselves. So every time
And Formula E.
Yeah, and Formula E.
In Rome, honest. Oh, I love Rome simply for that one bump in the road that causes havoc.
The one race you did last year, yeah.
Yes, I love Rome.
They took out the calendar, you know.
I know!
However, we are arranging that you can do an esport lap of it.
Does it have a bump in the
Yes.
road? Destruction.
Yeah. We're arranging that. So, Acosta
Might be
goes.
me. I have
No,
Nana's perfume on.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I have Nana's perfume on.
Okay. 6 minutes to go then. Session coming in. Times are going to be very close, especially in the at the end of the session. Yeah. Coming into it. Yeah. So, getting ready. Of course, there'll be a 10-minute gap between Q1 and Q2 that you've got to sort of understand.
Hold on, I just got to check something else.
Megan's going to pop and check something to see if our suspicions are correct with what's happening outside. Pedro Acosta on a 1:28.864. We're watching Pol Espargaro, 13th fastest at the moment. Alex Rins has yet to set a lap time in this session, by the way. He's down in 14th place, and we'll probably find a little bit of adjustment between the two. A lot of bumping on the rear axle suspension as they come up into turn 3 at Remus. And they don't know what they're really. Okay, they don't really know what to call it anymore. As we're just saying, he's on a used medium front, brand new soft rear. As Martin goes out there, Miller goes out there too. Sorry, I should say he's in P2, top 2 at the moment. Costa and Miller.
I'm sorry, I love it when we all come out the pit lane because that person who has to push them, it's like, go on, you can ride without training wheels. I think of that every time.
Megan laughing at pushing motorcycles out of cars now.
Whee!
We've had 3 very normal sessions before you turn up for the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, and when they crash, it's just like, oh, it's okay. Training wheels and all.
Look at Pol Espargaro. He is absolutely magnificent.
You might be right.
Yeah, look at that. Sectors 2 and 3. He's 2 tenths up already as he comes across the line. Old medium front of 5 laps, 2 laps off rear. It's a 1:28.635. Kit Pedler watching on there must be understanding that he's not just a wildcard rider. He is going to kick out Jack Miller.
Time off does him well.
Yeah. Well, after last season, of course, where he was severely injured with his chest practically collapsing. I mean, that horrific accident in Portimao, the season opener in practice.
It's quite a recovery. He's had, with his chest nearly collapsing, a quicker recovery time than Marquez.
He was, crashed in 2020 and who just this year started to be good again.
Yeah, and
What's
here
that?
we are, Pol Espargaro. Oh, I scared, my chest basically collapsing,
out.
but I'm fine. I'm topping my part of the session.
That's what you get for Paul, isn't it? He's a fantastic lad. Is Paul Espargaro. 167 MotoGP starts, 289 across the 3 classes. Of course, he debuted back in Catalonia 2006 in the 125cc category. Qatar 2011 in Moto2. But special place in my heart a little bit for Paul. I started commentating in 2013 on MotoGP, but BT Sport did it in 2014. I didn't know if I was going to commentate MotoGP again, but TNT came available the Saturday of the first race of the year. And in those days, it was on a Saturday. So I commentated on it, and it was his first race. So it was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Where's Binder? Brad is automatically through to Q2.
So he hasn't binned it yet.
No, look, Binder was 5th in the practice session yesterday with a 128.969, sorry. So, Brad Binder's automatically into the next session.
That's nice for him.
So 2 minutes 20 to go, and they're starting to get the little train together now. Oliveira's on a big up lap as well. Look at Miller and Acosta, yeah. Now Miller is up by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, Miller's done.
Acosta's only by 50 thousandths of a second. So 500ths? Yeah. Thousandths, hundredths, tenths.
Yeah, the only reason I learnt that was from motorsport, because for some reason the schools just could not teach me that. I could do everything else in mathematics but that.
KTM might just have both their riders through out of Q1 because Jack Miller's gone fast. He's by 68 thousandths of a second to 128.567. Acosta goes up to 3rd place. He's got another lap left. So has Augusto Fernandez, who's going to 4th position, his own teammate. So it's Red Bull, it's a KTM lockout in the top 4, and it's the 2 factories at the top in the Red Bull KTM factory. The Red Bull Gas team, 3rd and 4th, and that's 13th, 14th on the grid.
There's so many Hondas in this one.
Predictably falling down the back of the grid as well, but Lorenzo Salvadori is surprising me on that Aprilia. I thought he might be a bit higher than 13th on the grid.
I swear, if I ever have a Honda car... I won't.
Yeah. Just a reminder to you that Fabio Di Giannantonio is not riding for the remainder of the weekend. He's been declared unfit due to his crash yesterday at Turn 8. He has dislocated his left shoulder.
Paul's just had his lap time cancelled. For
Ah!
this one. Thankfully, he did another one.
But can he have another one done? Like, can he go out again? Is he on one now? He's just started it, but I wonder if that might be Paul Espargaro a bit done. 38 seconds left in qualifying number 1 here.
One good run is all he's budgeted for.
Yeah. Miller might be the same, actually, judging by his contract. Remember, he's off to Pramac next year when he becomes the Anwar squad alongside Miguel Oliveira.
Good luck.
Right, speaking of Miguel Oliveira, he's looking quite quick, so is Pedro Acosta. Out of the last corner then, run out towards the line. Pedro Acosta is there first, goes 3rd fast, he doesn't improve on time or position, but Oliveira does, 128.635. Quadraro goes into 5th only. No, and Mia goes 9th.
Acosta, lap time cancelled.
Now, checker flag's out now, but Acosta hasn't yet gone off the track, so that was his last lap time, I would assume, cancelled. This lap time will still count.
And then someone else took a shortcut, but I think it was one of the Hondas, so.
It'll be Mia then. He's in that area of the track. Paul is cooking. Yeah, look at that 3rd sector for Paul Espargaro. 23.485. He's finding some time out there. Into Sochler's Gold, the downhill right-hander, 2nd gear corner on a motorcycle. Bring up the throttle ever so slightly, and Acosta's a 10th down. That's not going to put him. Oliveira and Espargaro, by the way, exactly the same time.
What is it with that happening?
Both 68 thousandths of a second. Now, Paul has stayed in 2nd position. Miller is top. Zarco goes 7th. Marini's 8th. Fernandez 9th. That's Raul. Nakagami's 12th. Salvadori's going to start last across the board as well. Ritten's shortcut. Well, actually, look, Acosta's matching his own time. He's exactly the same distance in the middle sector.
Okay, do you know what I'm going to call this year? The year of repeat times.
Cross the line, and Acosta stays 4th, 92 thousandths of a second out. Pedro Acosta plays no further part. Miguel Oliveira's 3rd. He's Trackhouse in 13th. But it is both of the factory KTMs that go through, and Acosta's going to start 14th. Oh, no. Is this a mistake down to Sotra's gold, Megan?
Oh, wait, a bit too wide.
Yeah, bike wasn't set up properly at the exit.
Not having a good time of it.
He is really not, is he? And he knew it, look, with the stopping. So, Q1, the two progressing forward. It's the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. It's Jack Miller and Paul Espargaro. All three KTMs will go through to Q2 with Brad Binder automatically through.
So you got one right.
Didn't expect Miller, though, to find it out the bag. Really didn't. Paul Espargaro and Miguel Oliveira saying exactly the same lap time.
Same team.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. Oliveira in third. He'll start 13th. 14th for Pedro Acosta. 15th for Fabio Quartararo. 16th Augusto Fernandez. 17th Johan Zarco. 18th Luca Marini. 19th Juan Mir. 20th Raul Fernandez. Alex Rins 21st. Takiki Nakagami's 22nd. Stefan Bradl's 23rd. And Lorenzo Salvadori will start 24th for the Austrian Grand Prix Sprint and Feature. So, that's how it stands at the moment. Let's head down back to the paddock and join Susie Perry, who's with Alex Lowe's and Michael Laverty.
Yeah, sensational out there. Michael's joining us here in the paddock. What did you make of that? I mean, we know that he's not effectively race ready, but he's really up for it this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, he actually wanted to be racing this year. Obviously, Pedro Acosta came in and ousted Paul from the KTM setup. He's still fast. Obviously, he's had the laps around here in testing, so he comes in with a good set. And then yesterday, he was unlucky not to be directly through to Q2, but he had to put it all on the line again today. Sometimes we see that KTM do bring upgrades. We can see the aero upgrade, new exhaust. So there's maybe a little bit of a performance advantage, and Paul's lack of race readiness. Actually, the new machine may be elevating it. We've seen it from Danny Pedrosa when they arrive with the new parts. It does put them a little bit above the typical KTM runners. But yeah, he nailed everything today, and he's got good race pace as well. So quality lap there from Paul.
Is it the new Flame Aero that's making the difference?
It maybe is. I don't know exactly what. Maybe they're getting a bit more rear grip. Great from Paul. He's all action style. That's not changed. He's not been off the bike too long, obviously, full-time racing last year. But yeah, he's Acosta's nicked his ride and he's pushed him out of a spot in Q2. So yeah, great session. But Acosta looked great. Just waited too long to do his best lap and the tyre was gone a little bit.
Yeah, and just here we are talking again about hundredths of seconds. There was always going to be a KTM loser in the fact that only two could go through, though.
Yeah, at one point it was all four KTMs at the top of the timesheet there. Miguel Oliveira will be feeling a little bit hard done by when he did the identical lap time. But yeah, again, there always had to be losers, and that's the thing in MotoGP. The margins are so close, so thousandths of a second.
Let's talk about Jack Miller then, because he's got himself through to Q2, which is obviously fantastic. We heard him at Silverstone saying, I'm bringing my family out because this could be my last year here, and we've seen Ruby there and baby, you know, on the monitor, but he's doing the work out there, getting himself through, and possibly with a new contract going into his back pockets, giving him a bit more speed.
Yeah, potentially he's got some good news for next year. He looks relaxed on the bike, and he was the lead-out train there for Pedro Acosta. He was on his own. We've seen Jack do some great laps, you know, in the past, tucked behind somebody, but that was all on him. It was very close to the best ever lap round here, and yeah, fair play to Jack. It's great to see him with some confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And how risky is that, actually, going out and leading Pedro around? It could have backfired. Yeah,
unfortunately, you can't control the rider that wants to follow you. You see it, Pecco, when he has Marc Marquez, you get your head down. And fair play to Jack, he had to deliver under pressure, and Jack hasn't complained much this year, but he's had a lot of issues with the vibration. It seems like they're fixing those issues for him. He's been strong at Silverstone, and a big turnaround this weekend. Nice to see.
But you've got to be confident as a rider. If you've got a group of riders behind you, to say, you know what, I can do this lap by myself. I'm going to go to the front. If they can stay with me, then that's up to them. And that's some good confidence that we've not seen from Jack this year. So it was a really good session for him there.
And let's have a look at Pedro out there. And that vibration for Jack coming from the rear tyre scenario?
Yeah, and this weekend we don't have the standard rear tyre allocation. It is a heat-treated one, provides a little bit less edge grip, and perhaps that's given him a little bit more of a chance this weekend. Less vibration, a more workable platform. And yeah, we're looking at Pedro Acosta on screen, not complaining about lack of vibration or lack of speed. Obviously, we spoke to Nico before the session, and the crashes and the trying out the hard front put him on the back foot, but He just didn't nail it on his first lap with the new tyre in there, and unfortunately lap 3, that little bit of grip was gone, and it wasn't enough today.
Yeah, he actually improved in the final sector, but the middle sector of the lap, you got the long exit of turn 4 right on the edge of the tyre. That's a sector where you will lose time once the initial grip of a soft tyre drops away. So he looked great. He was doing a lot of fast, consistent laps, but just not that one fast enough lap to put him straight through. But I think in the race, it's going to be exciting to watch.
Just got a little bit more work to do now, but that's the first time actually that he hasn't got himself through to Q2 all season. So for a rookie,
not bad for a rookie.
It's all right, isn't it? It is all right. Yeah. That's on the subject of KTM. Very often, well, actually, not that often, but in fact, once in a blue moon, you get offered an incredible opportunity. And this weekend, it was Neil's turn. And here's a little sneak preview of what we've got coming up after the break.
I'm here in Austria, I'm at the Red Bull Ring, and I've been invited by KTM to test their MotoGP bike. I think it's fair to say, I'm in for a treat.
I cannot believe how good this feels. Oh my God. I can't talk. I can't concentrate. What a bike. It's so fast. Like ridiculously fast. My leg's shaking. Can't stop my legs from shaking. You can't believe how good it is.
Oh no.
Here he is.
Oh no.
Any tips?
Yeah.
What?
More of that,
Yeah.
less of that.
Is that what you did? I'm never riding a roll back again.
That's the most precise, beautiful machine I've ever ridden.
You see, Jack must have listened to Neil's advice there. That's
The
what's
key
happened.
ingredient, the secret, it's out. But, oh, what a day that will have been for Neil.
Well, it was. I mean, I counted about 12 oh my gods out there. It was very genuine. He was very excited. Hands were shaking, legs were going. But we've got that full feature, that special feature for you coming up after qualifying. But yeah, it's safe to say he was excited.
Yeah, I was not here on Thursday, and he sent me a voice message, and I've never seen him so excited. So it's great that you can really appreciate, forget all the the pressure of results, what it's like to ride one of these bikes, and it's just a nice reminder of how amazing it is.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about the piece when you see it is, you've got a former world champion here riding a current bike, and the difference from the last bike he rode 9 years ago is just absolutely monumental with all the aero and the electronics and everything. So you'll enjoy that one. But here we are then looking at shots of the KTM garage. We've got Q2 coming up. So the battle now for pole position. Just looking at the grid here, how vital is it to be on the front row? Is it okay to be on the second row, or are we really, really fighting for these top 3 spots?
It's always important to be on the front row now. We're seeing how fast everybody starts. Tight turn 1, chicane at turn 2, tight turn 3. I think if you let Pecco and Jorge Martin get 5, 6, 7 tenths of a second in that first 2 sectors, it's going to be hard to draw it back. So, yeah, it's really important to be on the front row.
Can we have a little prediction, please, as we look at the drone shots zooming down the pit lane?
Difficult to look away from Pecco Bagnaia on form this weekend. His track and Ducati's track, really. So I think we could have a Ducati lockout of the front row of the grid. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Jack Miller keeps that momentum rolling from Q1 and can stick it up in the mix there on the front row of the grid.
And definitely Jorge Martin will be gunning for pole position as ever. Gav, let's go to you for this one. Any predictions in the box?
Well, Susie, that's an interesting situation as we'll take a look. Q2's underway now. Megan, would a circuit which is run by Ducati, run by Red Bull, owned really by Ducati, they've won 8 of 9 races here. Who's going to win? Who's going to be on pole position? Which Ducati would you put up there?
Honestly, I'd love to put Bastianini up there.
Yeah. He's on the right form, isn't he? Especially after the double last time out at Silverstone.
But something tells me this is a Martin race.
Martin, if he can get pole position with
back up.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if you heard me at the start of the broadcast if you were watching, but he was in the shower last night and he's cut his finger.
Oh.
Yeah.
How? In a shower? Well, at least it was clean straight away.
Yeah. But the doctors had to help him get his glove on. Last pole sitters, 2023 was Bagnaia, 2022 was Bastianini.
Huh!
So it's not an outside shot here that he can do it. This session sees Bagnaia, Viñales, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Binder, Aleix Espargaro, Miller, Paul Espargaro, the two that came through for the last session. Bezecchi, Alex Marquez, Martin, and Marc Marquez going through. Let's go, Brad says Caden as well. SHT says in Red Bull KTM's factory heads right now, even if we don't have Danny Pedrosa as our wild card competing for the weekend, we still have Paul Espargaro to do the goods. Absolutely. All three Red Bulls in this session as well, as the first lap times begin then here for qualifying 2 at the Red Bull Ring. Marc Marquez following Pecco Bagnaia coming out of turn 1. The Niki Lauda curve down to 2A or 2B, which we can always say now is the most interesting corner because it's always to be or not to be a crash on opening laps. Up to turn 3, that's Remus. 2B sort of just become the name of a Shakespeare corner, isn't it?
It is.
Over the crest then, downhill to turn 4. Used to be the Bosch curve back in the day. Now it's Touchless Gold, a downhill second gear corner that ever falls away, down and braking to the right. Rio always wants to step up on you. You've got to control it. Exiting now down towards Pirelli, which helps with Moto2 and Moto3's tyre supplier. Flicks it in. Another right-hander that leads up for a double, 6 and 7, towards the Vorts curve. Leads back up for a double cutback. And then you've just got to sort of play the brave game as you ride over the crest for the double right 9 and 10 of Rindt, named after the first Austrian world champion in Formula 1. And the last corner renamed Red Bull Mobile. The last corner, this was the old fearsome Ust curve. And now down across the line. Lap time's on the board now. Bagnaia's at 1:28.605. Marc Marquez 1:28.631. Binder 1:29.129. Martin across the line now. Medium front soft rear and goes 6th fastest 1:29.389. Alex Marquez 7th, Bezecchi 8th, Paul Espargaro's 9th at the moment. Jack Miller still P3 on the board, but now the times can really begin.
I've just had an interesting thought. Okay, so I really want there to be a corner one day with a straight going called Stratford and then up a hill and it called Avon because then it could go going down Stratford upon Avon.
That's a brilliant one. That's a brilliant actually. So the Stratford straight into Avon.
Yeah.
And if there's a crash, can we say Avon's calling?
Yes.
Stratford upon Avon. That's a brilliant one, actually, as well.
Thank you.
I've always wanted a straight at Silverstone to be named Paddington. Because what's more British than Paddington Bear?
Yeah, I mean, even the late Queen
Yeah.
had tea with him.
To be fair, is there a corner at Silverstone that isn't named?
I think there must be one.
I mean, why do we need... Instead of Farm Curve, which is the nonsense turn 2...
Yeah, Paddington.
Paddington Curve. Out into Abbey, Paddington... Village, yeah, just rename it Paddington. Come on.
You should put a petition.
Yeah, I should actually. They've named the Hamilton Straight.
Yeah.
Actually, the National Straight, where the old pit lane is. Bagnaia, by the way, does a 1:28.142 on the second lap time around. Marc Marquez stays second. Miller stays third. Martin is 4.5 tenths up across the line. Goes second, middle of the front row. 1:28.269.
I told you, it's his race.
Yeah.
So it's going to be his quali and his sprint.
Gigi Dall'Igna just watching on, knowing what he's let go. Prima Pramac, much the same thing as well, as they will go over to Yamaha-powered bikes next year.
His words are, come back, please.
Yeah, well, Gigi Dall'Igna took full responsibility in signing Marc Marquez over the contract that was already signed with Jorge Martin. So Martin, at the day after the Mugello test, stabbed him in the back, says, OK, fine, I'll go to my good friend, Aleix Espargaro, who's retiring, and I'll sign with Aprilia. Ha, 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 ha.
That is funny.
Yeah, it's one of those days, isn't it, as they come through. Don't forget, Vinales next year off to KTM.
Oh, my.
Cross the line then for Maverick.
It's a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, 1:28.874. It's nearly done the silly season, to be fair. There's not that many surprises left, but next year's grid does look completely insane, and when we have that full list for you, we'll go through it on the timing tower.
I personally love silly season because it's just so funny to see, like, the edits people come out with. Just like, I see one where you've just got the driver or rider in question, head, and then just loads of, like, team colours just going round.
After you, who's going to be where? The severed head, attach it to the overalls. Look at that, though. 1:28.508 was last year's all-time record. Bagnai's beaten that just now with a 1:28.142. Faster and faster on this layout. Of course, we changed it when we had 2A and 2B added. Absolute madness. Red Bull Ring has had more changes than Catalonia in terms of it all.
It has. And they've been needed.
Well, we could after that huge accident back in 2020. Remember that?
Yeah.
We kind of needed to slow the bikes down. This is our third year with this layout. 2022, 2023, 2024.
It's been a nicer layout.
It's created a bit more intrigue because you now slow them down coming up to turn 3. But into turn 3, you do get more opportunistic moves because you've got a great exit out of 2.
So it's like you're bunching up the pack again.
Yeah, hasn't really. It's a good chicane in Minnesota because it hasn't really taken away what was so special about turn 3 is that you could do a dive bomb. So
It's actually made it easier to do a dive bomb.
Yeah. So we haven't lost anything of the racing here. It's just added for safety. It does work. I would still like it without.
It works either way.
Yeah, but the chicane's okay. I like it without, though, because when you get to Formula 1 and you see them go past that section, your mind boggles because you can't work out which side they're on. The layout of the game is interesting as well. 7 minutes to go. That was the lull period, by the way. Everyone's in the pit lane. They're going out for their second runs.
For once, we talked about motorsport
Yes.
during the lull period.
Yeah, I know what kind of chutney we like. I wore bacon sandwiches or something so silly.
Turns out I don't like plum chutney.
No, I can't eat it.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Maddie Patterson's now going, why are you going to eat my donkey? Hi, Maddie, if you're watching.
But that's the thing, he won't eat your donkey.
Drop the dead donkey. That was about a media newsroom, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop the dead donkey. Maddie's having a very well-deserved weekend off. I think she's worked more than me in the past. In fact, I can confirm she's worked more than me.
Well, she started doing disappearing acts to different
Yeah.
parts of paddocks, so she needs one.
Maddie has been non-stop every weekend since Qatar. Now, I was a little bit before that in late Feb, but I had a weekend off and I went to see her at the track, but she was still working. So this is her weekend off. A very well-deserved weekend off as well.
He needs it.
Yeah.
It's better after last week with such a good victory of getting the points.
Yeah. Saw on her Facebook yesterday as well that a bird landed on her shoe and she nursed it back to health
Aww.
and returned to the family. I'm fully, I think Simon, hang on a minute, Bagnai has cut the green there at turn 1. I honestly think Simon should start calling her Cinderella. That was the one who sang with animals, is it? Or is it Snow White?
Snow White.
Snow White did animals. I thought it was Cinderella.
Aurora too.
Aurora too.
A lot of them sing with animals. All 3 of them sang with animals. And talked to them. All 3 of them talked and sang with animals.
This is a replay of Bagnai at turn 1. He got the lean angle right, but I think he just ran out of road.
Yeah.
Too much speed then.
So did he?
Oh yeah, Miller touched it as well, yeah. Gigi Delinea watching on.
It needs to be like elongated.
Yeah.
It needs more width.
Now his name is Luigi Delinea, but everyone calls him Gigi Delinea. So Gigi Delinea.
I've always thought
And Davide Tardozzi.
that if someone names a child Luigi, I wonder if it's ever crossed their mind. Just
Italian.
like if they have like another son, just like, oh, I'm so tempted to name this one Mario. Because I would be. I would be so tempted, and I would actually give in and do that.
Isn't Luigi the older brother anyway?
I think.
Yeah.
He's taller.
One thing I love as well, just on a side track here while they're just getting ready to come into the last corner, in one of them, Luigi killed Mario.
Definitely the older one.
I think it was House Parties. Anyway.
So I'd have no willpower to that. I'd just be like, okay, I've got her.
No, that's later on tonight in Indigo, 11 o'clock.
Willpower.
Live.
Oh!
Massive twitch from Morbidelli. Down into turn
Right
9,
off.
a Yock and Rid. He's going to keep out of the gravel, but that was a bouncing buckaroo moment there. Rear of the bike stepped out under braking, and he did well to hold that. That's literally like when a horse jumps in front of you. That was scary.
That was.
Jumped out.
Unlike most riders, he actually looked to see who was coming.
Yeah.
To actually see if he could actually go back on the track.
Just realised you look like a 7-year-old. on this camera. Yellow flag, sectors 1 and 2. Somebody has gone down. Who is it? Well, who's in between sectors 2 and 3?
It's not coming up. Brian, it's telling me.
Paul and Remus. That's up in turn 3. Paul Espargaro has gone down at Remus.
He's moving again.
Is he?
Is he? No. Wait. Yes. No. Wait. Huh?
This is the rider tracker, by the way, not him himself. And Martin takes provisional pole position with a storming lap. 1:27.748, 4/10 faster than Pecco Bagnaia. Bashi's gone fourth, and Martin's delighted with himself. But Bagnaia's going to find some time there too. Across the line, 79 thousandths, a 10th down, and he's angry with himself as well. We've gone green.
Oh, little bit of a wobble there.
He's taking the escape road.
I would really like to see Pole's crash.
We'll see it in a second.
I bet he dropped it.
Yeah, rider okay, so that's good news. The red flag hasn't come out at least, so.
We keep hitting that bump.
Yeah. Nasty bump on the inside. Yeah, the red flag hasn't come out, so we assume.
Well, it's gone green. I mean,
Yeah.
he's obviously okay. I bet he's just really angry with himself now.
So Paul Espargaro will start this race 6th. That's still better than Brad Binder at the moment. Binder's down in 10th, so there he is. Hello. There's nothing wrong with that. I reckon the engine's just died, you know. Under braking.
And he stopped on the track?
No, the front's going to dip. Yeah.
Yeah, just dropped it. Though, it is surprise. Get off the road!
Why is he laying in the middle of the apex, banging his head on the floor? I understand he's frustrated, but uphill turn 3's blind.
Yeah. Actually, I've only seen that much, like, uncaringness that we're in the middle of a road from Ferrari drivers.
I mean, how to get killed on a motor circuit 1 out of 1. I mean, look, it's completely blind there, the
Start
apex.
bashing your head on the road so that you can't see anything and you're messing up your visor at the same time.
Wait and see when the front tyre hits his head straight on. It's half the things in him at the moment, isn't it, anyway? Reminder, by the way, that we will be back on JBMotorsports 2 for the MotoGP races. That comes up at 11:15 today. British Summer Time, of course. So in around about 45 minutes' time. Am I disappointed that I might miss a bit of my niece? Yes. Should I just bring my niece in and hold her like this to the commentary? Probably. She wouldn't know, wouldn't she?
She loves the television.
Exactly. She'd be like, oh.
Last time she was watching motorsport, she was just like...
Aleix goes third, 1:28.344. Moves up. Did they come at Le Mans? Morbidelli goes 7th.
Yeah, I think around about that time because she was intently steering.
Yeah, I thought so too. Marc Marquez goes third, 1:28.292. Alex Marquez down to 10th. Franco Morbidelli goes 7th. But Jorge Martin is going like a bat out of hell. Really, he's going strong to improve on his time. Bagnaia's a 10th back. Marc Marquez on a year-old bike in 3rd.
I love how I'm right now.
Yeah.
It's Martin's race.
It's going to be a championship deciding battle. Remember, Martin losing out the championship lead last time up. And he's lost.
Cancelled.
He's lost
Commentator's
it.
curse.
Cross the line. He'll get another lap time, though, if he wants to. Checker flag is out now. So, track limits was the reason for Martin's lap cancellation. I think he knew that because he backed off massively. He's still attacking now, I think. Well, he's gone over the green now into the Dr. Dangle, sitting down to turn 2, so that might be his lap time done anyway. Maverick Vinales, and that's Bagnaia slow! Bagnaia is slow! Has he got a bike failure? What's happened? He's coming to a halt at the exit of turn 6. Now is the
Trying
bike...
to get it going.
Has the bike completely died on him there?
Yeah.
I think it has.
It seems to.
So another Ducati problem with an engine. Now, is that going to bring out a yellow flag?
Engine failure. It doesn't seem to be bringing out a yellow flag
It's off
because
the line.
he's off the line and he's, I think, right next to your marshal's point. So
Yeah, fire point as well down there. Miller goes 5th, best of all of the Red Bull KTMs. Now, that is a surprise. Vinales, I think, just touched the green paint there. Comes across the line, stays in 6th position anyway. That time counts for Bastianini for a yellow flag. He starts 7th, and that's the game. And Bagnaia does have a problem. The bike has failed. Pecco Bagnaia's bike dies in the crucial closing stage of qualifying here.
It's completely dead.
Yeah, it's just shut off.
complete engine failure.
He starts second for the Grand Prix, though, middle of the front row. He can do something with that.
Oh,
Well, there is no sound because it's not
No,
running.
but there's no
It's obviously out of
sound.
fuel.
Yeah. Just, he's trying to restart it now, isn't he?
it's glitching then. If there's sound. Something's
yeah.
very wrong with that.
Not great there. Just died coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, it's complete.
I could cycle quicker than that.
Oh, that was close there. Who was that? Was that Zeki?
Yeah. Nearly ran into the back of him. Davide Dardozzi throws his hands up in the air. So, it's pole position for Jorge Martin. It is 18th MotoGP pole. He's 39th in his career and a new all-time lap record, a 1:27.748. Bagnaya's alongside him on the front row, alongside Marc Marquez in third. Then it's Aleix Espargaro, Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales. Enea Bastianini, Franco Morbidelli and Marco Bezzecchi. Paul Espargaro, Alex Marquez and Brad Binder. Megan, your thoughts?
I'm very happy that I was right.
Well done. The Martinator does it, and he does a wheelie and one-legged wheelie.
Half expecting him to just like start standing up and like that.
No hands. Right, thoughts to the sprint race later.
Oh,
Another wheelie downhill.
yeah.
Go on. thoughts
I
to sprints.
think it will have a cost of crashing.
Excellent. Thanks for your company, Megan. Thanks to you at home. Back to JB Motorsports 2 now for MotoE in around about 45 minutes' time. Pole position for the 18th time in MotoGP goes to Jorge Martin. One finger. Yeah, that's all it takes. Bye-bye.